Morning everyone, 9 o'clock here in Les Sables and it's raining here, grey and overcast but not too cold, and it's been great days here before now, but anyway, it's Thursday and we're into an interesting situation here, not a lot happening, but before we get there let's have a look at the leaderboard. Simon's still in the lead, only making 133 miles yesterday. You may have seen on the tweets that he lost a Genoa halyard. He's broken a Genoa halyard. Looks like it chafed through at the masthead or something, and it's gone down into the mast, so that's a problem. He's obviously either using his spare Genoa halyard or a spinnaker halyard or something to get the head sail back up. So he's still doing okay in time-wise, but it's going to be a challenge for him. He's going to have to replace that. You don't want to go into the Southern Ocean with lacking any resources, so he's planning to go to Trinidad and anchor there in the lee, or just not anchor, maybe just hover in the lee so he can climb the mast and so on. So anyway, Simon's still holding number one place. Behind him, Abelish, 144 miles a day in the last 24 hours, and then Tapio doing 140 nautical miles. Pat did 132, and then Kirsten 120. You'll see here she's actually decided she needs to come out from the coast now, so the wind's gone further forward from the beam, further forward across, and she's now not as fast as she was, but still doing okay. And it'll be interesting to watch what happens here, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Damien knocked off 141 miles a day. He's doing pretty well, and then it goes down the line, Urchin, Goog and all the rest of it. So the positions are pretty much holding their own. We'll just increase this so we can look at the different bits. We'll start at the tail end of the fleet. In fact, I should have just shown the weather first. I like doing a weather overview so you can see everything that's happening in the fleet. Obviously, we've got trade winds established here, so these guys from, really from the top, Urton, Jeremy, everyone forward of that are in an established trade wind. It's still a little bit softer over on this corner than it is down the bottom here. This is there's a patch there, it's over 30 knots that Kirsten's just on the edge of, and the others, this group here, the four, they're just solid trade winds, but it's going to get a little bit lighter going forward here. You can see Simon's going to start to ease off the breeze a bit, and these guys at the back haven't, going nowhere. Poor old Ian is now going out to the west, tacking around, not going too fast. He's only doing 3 knots at the moment. Nord's got some breeze from somewhere, unless he might be motoring, but I doubt that. So he's got some breeze. He's doing 5.2, a little reasonable course. And Elliot looks like he's got breeze, but he's only doing 2 knots. I'm not sure why. But anyway, again, this forecasting is not always correct, but it looks there as if he should be doing 5 knots or something, but he's only doing 2 by the wind that's there. So if we now extend that forward a day, just to show you what's going on, a bit more breeze showing up, but a little bit inconsistent. But Arnaud will have the breeze. Hopefully Ian will come down a bit and get a bit more, but he hasn't been doing too well. All these guys have got breeze down the side here. That's okay. Kirsten's still got breeze. Urton should be forward of that. So yeah, in the next 24 hours, most of them are sailing well. The next day, plenty of breeze. So everyone's got breeze there then. So that's okay. But Simon down the front here is going to start to get close to Trinidad, and it's going to drop off. We'll go through to the 16th. That's nearly 4 days. We'll go through 4 days. And plenty of breeze for everyone then up here. So everyone will be sailing in 3 or 4 days' time. That's okay. But down here, you've still got these southeasterlies. That's cool. So it looks like they're going to go down deep to get down into the westerlies, because the rule of thumb is you just keep going south until you hit these westerlies and go, irrespective of where the high might be. But it's actually, just to again talk about what's going to happen here with the high, it's shaping up to be a bit of a classic. All of this is going to join together, I think. What's going on here? It was looking like it's forming up. Yeah, here we go. A giant South Atlantic high, but this is through to the 20th. So that's in a week's time. Now, in a week's time, that means no one's going to get past with any following breezes. So this early pack in a week, that's probably about 900 miles. So let's just pick a middle of the pack here. Okay, so there's 1,000 miles. So this mid group, and even Simon, that's 1,000 miles down. So they may still, in a week's time, not be heading towards Cape Town. So it's going to be interesting because we fly out on the 30th. Anyway, it'll be fun to watch and see what's going on. Okay, so we'll get back into the real-time weather now. Pick that up so we can just look at each person as we go. Okay, come to the back end. As I was saying, you can see here, this is a little bit better. In fact, I'll go a little bit more again. Okay, Ian Herbert Jones just tacking all over the place. I'll put his proper tail on. For some reason we've lost it. There it is there. Okay, he's orange. He's come down here and he's going back and forwards, not going very far at all, and making 3 knots at the moment. Nord making progress, doing 5 knots, which is great. Could have got into a big squall there, a big one that's given him that boat speed. And Elliot still lots of frustration, 2.1 knots. Yeah, Guy's okay, 3.3 knots. At least he's on course, so that's just going light for some reason. Jeremy's still back end, but he's doing 5 knots. That's not bad. He's on course, so that's okay. Captain Goog, he's had Damien well and truly shoot past him, but he's doing pretty well. 6.2, but Damien's always just a little bit more. But right now they're both on 6.2. Ayrton happily plodding away, 5.4 knots, and listening to music, enjoying himself. Nothing to do. He says he hasn't touched sails. Pat's 5.9. This is always interesting here. Tapio 5, so there's some anomalies there, which is exciting because they'll all move over. Abel is 6.8 and Kirsten 6.6, so all kind of fun, but there is a difference, and that's about it. That's all I can tell you for now. So that was a quick one. Tomorrow we're Jane and I and Ada and Jean-Luc and Adil, we're headed to the Dijon Adventure Film Festival, so we're travelling the day, so it may not be 9 o'clock you see this. I think I'll be doing this one about 6 o'clock in the morning before we get on, start the transport situation. And then on Saturday and Sunday we're in Dijon, or Saturday we're a film festival with the GGR 2018 doco, and Sunday we're on the train again, so we'll get this up at least once a day and we'll see when it happens, but it may not be exactly at 9 o'clock.